I'm gonna ruin my bangs here, but they were already kind of ruined. Boop! Oh, I missed. Hello, my spooky friends. Welcome back. It is still a disgusting 90 degrees here in Central Florida. I hate it. I would much rather be in Salem, Massachusetts, even if it means I get burned at the stake as a witch. So this week we are going to be doing Mary's wig. I wish of all wishes that I could have gotten this wig. I already own it. It is one of my favorites. However, I have zero intentions of putting it into a permanent hairstyle that I won't undo. Mary's wig is going to be requiring some armature and some glue, so I am not going to sacrifice one of my favorite wigs. Idealistically, it's the one that I would use. If you can find it back in stock, I wish you all the best of luck. But as a fantastic substitute, I did find this beautiful number by Wig Goddess. It is a purple and black blend as well. However, this one is purple with black lowlights instead of black with purple highlights. And it is gorgeous. It is fantastic. When I am wearing it, the hair itself comes to about just about my belly button. So she's super long, so that gives us plenty of hair to work with. However, it's not quite curly enough. But I just wanted to show you really, really quick, and then we will jump right into this video. So it's a gorgeous lace front wig. You've got 2 inches of part zone right there. You've got clips, 1, 2, 3 clips plus elastic. The lace is incredibly soft, so this will be comfortable to wear. The only thing, because this is an updo, I wish I had been able to get a 360 lace wig. Ideally that would have been great, but unfortunately it was just not in the cards. So whatever. The first thing that I'm going to do is give it a little bit of a trim so she has all those bangs situation happening. Then we're going to put some curls in it, and then we will get to styling. I will see you when I'm back from getting some armature. Alright, I just got done in my local Walmart. I ended up getting a craft foam cone. I'm gonna have to shave it down and reshape it and play with it. And unbeknownst to me, Walmart started carrying extensions. The package has 3 52-inch wefts. So I grabbed that so that I can actually work some of that. I got it in the color 1B. And so I'm going to work that into the wig in those, like, around the hairline to hopefully maybe darken it up a little bit. Since some of those black lowlights aren't that ultra obvious, I'm hoping that will help. All right, let's get back and work on that. Alrighty, the first thing that we are going to do is give this wig a lovely haircut. So I'm separating the hair out of my way so that all I really have is the hairline all the way around. And I'm really sorry that most of the upper half of this is not in frame. I didn't realize that my camera arm had dropped again. But so I trimmed that hairline and went in and put them all in little foam rollers. And then I'm coming back and putting the entire head worth of hair into wire mesh rollers all the way around. And I am alternating between the two sizes, mostly because what is going to be closest to the hairline, I want to be nice tight curls, but what's inside and get pinned inside the cone, I'm really not worried about. I just wanted volume. Okay, curlers are all in. And at this point, I'm going to hit it with the steaming iron, and then I will let it dry or cool to back down to room temperature on its own, and I'll see you on the other side. And here we go, adding some heat. Okay. This is completely cool and dry to the touch, so I am going to uncoil one of these curls and see what it did. Yes! Yes! Okay, I love it. It's perfect. All right, I'm gonna go and uncoil the rest of these. Like, I'm half tempted to like. And we're done. Okay, now, for real. We're not giving Mary a curly girl makeover. But like, I am in love with this wig. Okay, so while I have the wig on my head, I'm going to try and figure out exactly where I want this cone to fit. I'm also realizing that it is exceptionally too tall, which is fine. I kind of suspected that. So I'm going to carve the underside down a little bit so that it has the noggin shape. And I'm also going to trim off a chunk of the top and because I want to go that way with it. So, all right. But I feel like it's gonna go right about here. All right, let's trim this puppy. And it's totally imperative to assume the floor troll position for this project. Plop yourself on the floor and start carving out that foam. This is why I drop plots down. So little by little, I'm carving out the middle of this to make room for the domey part of the noggin. Like this lip that's here, I'm trying to get rid of that. And so by shaving the inside down, that's going to allow the domey part of the noggin to sit better. I decided to trim off the pieces of the cone bit by bit because I really wasn't sure how much I needed, and then figure out from there, kind of like puzzle pieces, of how I was going to reassemble it back together to get the appropriate shape. So this last cut I actually did on a diagonal. What I'm going to do is pivot it so I can start creating the shape. And I'm going to glue it back together like that. I'm also going to stick some craft wire in there to hold it. I then went in with some inexpensive craft wire that I already had in my stash. I really would have wished to have used a higher quality floral wire, but I didn't have any. And I had already spent way too much money on this project, so it is what it is. Okay, it doesn't look like much and it still needs to dry, but here is essentially my armature. Starting off with those extensions that I picked up at Walmart, I'm gluing them onto the foam with my Aleene's fabric glue. This is going to bond beautifully because these extensions are synthetic and so it behaves like fabric. And then I am using some bobby pins at this point to start smooshing the hair into the foam, and that way it behaves a little better. I'm also going to use some of the purple strands of hair that I cut off from the bang region. Okay, I have this completely wrapped. I used a combination of bobby pins and craft wire and fabric glue. And this is going to go onto the cranium of the wig and, you know, be the structure that I build her hairdo onto. However, there's a lot of glue here, and so I need to let this puppy dry. It is, I'm not wearing a watch, so 4:30 a.m. My entire household is at the Atlas launch. But since I have to be at my regular job at 8 a.m., I am awake and not with them. So I'm going to try and tackle this before I actually go to work today. She's looking lovely. I put it on my head and put some pins where it needs to sit, the hairpiece. And then I'm just going to pull this off and wrap my mannequin in some cling wrap so that I don't get adhesives or anything on my mannequin head. And then we'll make some progress. Alright, I am going to pop you guys into time-lapse mode. I went in and I backcombed all of the hair at the what would be root line. That gives all of the bobby pins something to stick into and hold on to. And then I put a whole heaping glob of the Aleene's fabric glue on the underside of the cone and stuck it on there. And then taking small sections of hair and again continuing to backcomb, continuing to make sure I don't have knots in the hair. I'm wrapping it around the base of the cone to essentially act as a lock. This is also going to give the width of the cone a little bit more of an appropriate shape. Like it'll beef it up at the base, and that's kind of what we want. And so for the entire wig, I just worked from the crown up, adding lock by lock in a crisscross pattern, doing my best to try and hide like the previous wefts At this point, I am adding a few braids so that it gives the conical shape a little bit of a dimension. And I also just think it looks really cool. Okay, I am at the point where it's really mostly just the couple of locks that are surrounding the hairline. And I'm kind of thinking what I'm going to do is leave them in these chunks and use them to then hide all of the structural stuff. I want to keep them loose so that the curl pattern is still visible, and try to get, I'm going to stick as many pins in here as I have to get it to stick to the glue and to get the glue to like gel it in place. I'm going to let all of this glue dry. I will do a try-on install to like trim up the bangs and side hairs to where they need to be. I may need to recurl them. I will see how it looks on. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let this dry. Hello, I'm home. So roughly dry time was about 5 hours. I'm gonna trim up these bangs. I like the length that I have going on here in the little sideburns, and I like the length that I have in the back. I feel like those hide the imperfections in the wig cap a little bit, but I do also have some stragglers that need to be cut and I'm not letting you guys see the top because I want to see this whole thing. And so I'm just going to come in with thinning shears. And cut repeatedly. Because I want it to be wispy. Yes. Okay, I need to recurl these, and I need to trim my laces. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the reveal. Actually, I won't see you guys in the reveal. You'll see Mary in the reveal.